the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play, but it's the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. Scrums and tries, they're all well and good, but we're here for the jokes and take pass last from the kickoff to the final whistles blow. We'll take the two and we're ready to go. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With the laugh and the cheer, we bring out our best. No serious analysis, no expert critiques, just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks. No way to roll, from sideline jokes to post-match tales, all big goofs and their big fails. We're not so serious, and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our skies. Ahoy, ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. So come along and join our sporty crew, where the banter's always fresh and the laughs are true. Oh, wasted world of sports, here's to our cheer. We'll see you on the pitch and drink some beer.
Wasted world of sports, eh?
Oh, he's copped a head right to the nuts. Tedesco's butt crack.
Ahoy!
He's nearly taken security's head off.
I have no idea what the wasted world of sports is.
Wasted World of Sports crew, ahoy. How's everybody doing? Robert M. Enjoy the game later on tonight, my friends. Broncos taking on the Eels. Rod McGrath, ahoy, mates. Raven 187, ahoy. Odd Poppet, ahoy, mate. DJ Shack, ahoy, buddy. New channel, ahoy there, welcome along. Scalino 909, ahoy there, welcome. Now, before we get too far into anything tonight, I can't believe that we're doing this again. Yesterday, we did a special salute to Ozzy Osbourne, and I can't believe that we are here having to do this yet again. Oh, Hulk Hogan. Passing away overnight, or this morning, actually, early this morning, Australian time. So another tribute. Rest in peace, big fella. Many, many childhood memories revolved around the Hulkster. And irrespective of how you feel about the guy in recent years, he's said and done some truly bizarre things. But that can't take away anything that he's accomplished professionally and all the memories that he gave us growing up. So cheers to the Hulkster. Rest in peace. All right, now on to some happier topics. Tonight's game. Last night was an absolute beauty. The Roosters versus the Storm. Some very, very bizarre. Did you catch the highlights, DJ Shack, by any chance? Some truly bizarre bunker decisions and some truly bizarre officiating. I mean, honestly, the Melbourne Storm did extremely well to get away with a victory in that one. Especially some of the calls that went against them. Danzel, ahoy, mate. Welcome along. Denzel says that's actually a good multi. Shormo says, not trying to say Storm had a rough run, but we definitely didn't have it easy. Oh, that was a rough run. It was a rough bloody run. I still can't believe I actually dreamt about it. I actually had dreams, and in my dreams, I couldn't believe that they did not call James Tedesco offside. They had a very bloody rough run. Forward passes called that weren't forward passes. Anyway, the Melbourne Storm on the back of Harry Grant got the job done in the end. They're going to be without Jerome Hughes for up to 6 weeks. That's going to be massive. So Jerome Hughes, I mean, he'll be back for the finals. Theoretically. I mean, that's just an early guess at the 6 weeks. But he should be back for finals, which is very, very important for the Melbourne Storm and their charge towards the premiership that I predicted that they would win. Matty Colkin, ahoy, mate. Henry, ahoy, mate. You've got something similar again. Stop following me, Henry. So, who am I going for tonight? All right. We want to talk about tonight's game. You know what? The Dragons have not been far away. They've been losing. Both of these teams come into this game on the back of a 3-match losing streak that they need to turn around. The Dragons have not been that far away. Let's not forget they were 10 seconds or less away from defeating the Bulldogs. They've lost, quite a lot of games by 6 or less points. The Dragons have always been in the contest. Now we know that the Cowboys are very, very capable if they click. Even if they don't click for the full 80 minutes, if they click for any sort of period of time, we know that the Cowboys are capable of piling on points and piling on points quickly. I'm always very, very nervous about Terrell Sloan over there on that right edge defensively. Has a tendency to race in, leave his wing exposed. There's plenty of points on offer for the Cowboys if they're good enough and they click for long enough to take advantage of those little passages of play tonight. So, I mean, really, this game could go either way. I just think that if you had to choose between these two teams at the moment, in terms of their current form, the Dragons are not far off. Whereas the Cowboys... Now, that does also suggest... I'm going to sit back on the fence again here for a minute, but that does also suggest that there's plenty more improvement left in the Cowboys, not as much improvement in the Dragons. That being said, I've got the Dragons winning this one. I can't believe that they are so far outsiders. I don't know if the odds have tightened up a little bit. We'll have a quick look and just see if the odds have tightened up a bit overnight. If they have, I might have missed a great opportunity at a trade. And they haven't really shifted. You've still got the Cowboys at $1.64 favourites and the Dragons at $2.25 outsiders. I know that Val Holmes is out. A couple of other players are out, but they've got some players coming back in to the Dragons. So, I can't believe the discrepancy in the odds there. I think this game's going to be a lot closer than that suggests, if not the Dragons getting a comfortable victory. Matty Colkin, yes, we will be doing the Wallabies game tomorrow. That's for sure. DJ Shack says Dragons should win this, I think. Hey, Matty Colkin, you're quite a regular on the TikTok, aren't you? every time I go live now, I keep getting a thing pop up that says that my live is not eligible for recommendation because it contains unoriginal or reproduced content. I'm like, I don't know how much more original I can be than me actually standing here doing a stream. So, yes, I just thought I'd raise the question for those who are perhaps regulars on TikTok that have encountered something similar. Mr. Ed's dead. Ahoy, mate. Regardless of the result, yes, this should still be a good game. I wouldn't at all be surprised. I keep saying golden point every single week. I've got to be right at some point, don't I? At some stage, golden point's actually got to come through. I feel like this could be the game. Game of Mel, ahoy there. Semi Salsa. Careful, Semi. I'm a fan of both, and I played both. That's cause for a smackdown. I don't understand why people can't enjoy both. Matty Colkin, you've changed your TikTok settings so that you don't get that. Ooh. Okay. So I might have to look into my settings. Perhaps. I'll look at that. I'll look at that later on, of course, because this game's about to start. I did see something pop up and yeah. Something did pop up the other day and was like, maybe you should consider doing this as the referee blows his whistle. And it is the home side, the Cowboys, who get us underway, and it's gone out on the fall from the kickoff. Dead end goal from the kickoff. We come back to halfway for a Dragons penalty, and that is not the start that a team wants or needs coming off the back of 3 losses. Jackson Purdo, this wasn't even like overcooked slightly. That was massively out on the full. And a mistake early on. Well, it doesn't get much earlier than literally the kickoff. Hit a shot of Todd Payton. That. Bobby, ahoy, mate. As the Dragons now go on the attack down the left edge, and they've got space for Corey Allen to step back in field. 10 meters out from the line here, inside the first minute. King Tongia to DeBellin. Sewer now pops the pass up for Sully. Sully puts the left-hand fend on. Can't get the ball away. He had Sloan on the outside. 2 tackles left. Will have raced through this set. And Blake Laurie will settle things down here for the 5th and last. Just to the right of the post, 10 meters out. King Tongia now, heads left, short ball, almost puts Fangai through a gap. That's well defended. Well defended there from the Cowboys. BNA. BNA. BNA, BNA, BNA. Yes, Mr. Ed's dead. R.I.P. The Hulkster and the Ozman. Brody, ahoy, mate. Cowboys bringing it out to the 40-meter line now and beyond with a good carry. That's tackle 4. So they have survived that poor start, the out on the full from the kickoff. They have survived it. Robson now gives it off to Dearden, who clears. Gutherson's under it. No pressure at the back, and he takes it 10 meters out from his own line. Big defense from the Cowboys. Wayne Stretch, ahoy, mate. Rest in peace to the legendary Hulkster, which has taken away a little bit from this, of course. 3 minutes gone, and high contact there from Reece Robson as he went charging up out of the line. And it's also an offside penalty, so take your pick there. And the Dragons, well, they're getting some piggybacks upfield at the moment. 40 meters out from the line. Brody, haven't really thought about the Warriors game, to be honest. Warriors versus the Titans. Apart from the fact the Warriors will win. Mark O'Brien, ahoy mates, as Damien Cook scurries out a dummy half. They're attacking that left edge again. And Fiernay nearly. Well, maybe I should have had Fiernay in my multi because he's involved in a lot of this attack. As the Dragons continue to go edge to edge. Sully gets jammed in on by Braden Burns. And the ball spills out the back. Is that 6 more tackles? No, it's play on. 10 meters out from the line. Dragons, 2 tackles left. Flanagan onto Blake Laurie, who charges onto it. 5th and last. They go left. Flanagan, cut out pass to Gutherson. Short ball to Fiernay. Back to Gutherson. The no-looker. Flick pass out the back. And King Tonga has to race back and collect it. Damien Cook now in midfield. Gets the arm free for Sewer. And Sully will grub a kick in behind the line, and it's scooped up by Braden Burns. And Burns is now into a little bit of open space. Burns is up over the 30. He's got support from Purdue. And a desperation tackle from Sloan. So the Cowboys, they're not only holding on, but they're counter-attacking. Up over halfway with Cletus. Cheers, Matty Colkin. I will check that out at halftime, perhaps. They Spray says that TikTok thing sounds like when a famous record company asked John Fogerty to not sound like Creedence Clearwater Revival on his new album. It is pretty wild. 25 meters out from the line here, the Cowboys. Dearden. Inside ball, and straight through goes Zach Labert. 1 to beat. Gets through the tackle of Gutherson. And Labert angling back inside. Scores under the post. What an incredible start to this game. The Cowboys put the kickoff out on the full. The Dragons get back-to-back sets of 6 with penalties to piggyback them upfield. But it is the Cowboys who strike first. Dearden with the inside ball to Labert. And DeBellin caught ball watching. Clemmer caught ball watching. 2 experienced big men in the middle there. Just pointing at each other, saying, yours. As it transpires, nobody got him. And Zach Labert with the first try. Wouldn't you know, I nearly put him in my multi. It's always the ones that I nearly put in the multi. I might try that next game. Okay. Broncos, Eels. I'm going to think about putting somebody in the multi. I'll change my mind, but I will actually end up putting that person in the multi. Oops. Glad Formula One is back. Matty Colkin, absolutely. Looking forward to the race this weekend. And finally, the Max Verstappen to Mercedes rumors can be put to bed. That's another good thing, because I was getting sick of hearing about it. DJ Shaq, you were at the Waterloo Bay Hotel last Sunday. Met some Warriors fans who'd come up to Brisbane. They were just the best, and you were screaming at the TV when Halasima scored after the siren. Yeah, that was a wild moment, wasn't it? It goes back to what I've always talked about, the charge down. Those charge downs can actually be detrimental. The 1-pointer was saved, or the potential 2-pointer, as it were. The Knights saved the shot at drop goal, but give away a try. As Gutherson gets this back underway, lands it in the in-goal area. And Harrison Edwards hits it up as the Cowboys lead 6-0. What a crazy start. Couple Nye, ahoy there, mates. Try Billy Walters. He has this ego in him to make a stand in the team. His dad appointment to Kangaroo coach would also be motivation. And Billy Walters, he does get quite a few tries. As this kick angling towards the 20-meter line, Gutherson collects it. Dragons ball. Under the pump, suddenly. Rock my balls, ahoy, mate. The Hulkster, I believe, was 71. 71, 72. There you go. 72. Eight minutes gone in this one. 6 points to nil, the home side. And they're putting some big hits here. Big hits on the Dragons attack. Leilua trying to get some go forward, but that's a hell of a defensive set. Fifth tackle, only 23 meters gained from it. Flanagan has to thump it downfield. Has to make big contact with it and doesn't really. As Braden Burns now heads back towards the 40. Official Mess Alapia, or Alapi. Who put the first try? It was Zach Labert for the Cowboys. As up over halfway goes Drinkwater, and the gaps open up around the ruck again, but Tom Duffy just taken down around the ankles. Quick ball for Robson. Catches them napping. The Dragons do get back. Sloan has jammed in and left the wing exposed. Burns stalls and cuts back in field. Oh, Sloan, that is nerve-wracking seeing him so far in field. Loose pass across into midfield. It sits up for Cotter. Hands it off to Edwards, who goes straight and sets up here on the fifth and last, right in front of the post, 10 meters out. They go right. Short ball was surely forward, and Peter Griffin-Neame goes half a meter out. Stephen Peake, ahoy, mate. The Dragons, the defense stands up this time, and Peter Griffin-Neame with some claret right under the eye. He's going to have to get that patched up. Wayne Stretch says, how good is Dominic Young at the moment? Should never have left Newcastle. Dom Young should never have left Newcastle. Dragons a meter out from their own line. Huge defense from a desperate Cowboys. Well, both of these teams should be desperate, that is. What little glimmer of hope there is left in both of their seasons could be hanging on the line here. And, of course, Todd Payton needs a strong finish to the season. Otherwise, his job could be on the line. Damien Cook catches them napping. Been a solid game by the two number 9s so far, Robson and Cook. That's a good battle. Fifth and last, and again from inside their own 40. For Flanagan to clear. Only down to the opposition 20, and Drinkwater will head back in field. Tries to run over the top of King Tongia. And the Cowboys will start this set 30 meters out from their own line in midfield. Leading 6 points to nil, the home side. Again, if you weren't here for the start, didn't catch the start, the Cowboys put the kickoff out on the full Dragons penalty on halfway. They held on a couple of big defensive sets as Robson goes straight through. He's got Dearden in support. He throws the most forward pass you'll ever see in your life. It's been cleared by the on-field official, and Tom Dearden scores under the posts. Wow, forward passes aren't... Hang on, let's see the replay before I go mouthing off too much, but that looked pretty far forward. Robson holding the pass up. Dearden's in under the posts anyway, and it's 10-0 with the kick to come. Try confirmed. Boy, the Dragons' defense been very, very poor. Jack DeBellin again. A defensive liability tonight. The veteran. User 334360061592. Hopefully we get a score from Sloan and Nanai. As Drinkwater from right in front converts, it's 12 points to 0. A really poor start from the Dragons. And once again, yes, I'm standing by my call that was quite forward from Reece Robson. Quite a forward pass. Tom did, and well, wouldn't you know, thought about putting him in my multi. I also thought that this game, even though the defense of both teams can be quite questionable at times, I did think that considering that they're both coming off 3 losses in a row, they should both be up for it. And that's better defense there from DeBellin with the help of Jaden Sewer, keeping the Cowboys pinned on their own 10. I did think about unders for this game, but geez, the way it's going, a point a minute could be well overs. Just straight up the middle goes Bateman. Cowboys take it up to their 40. Drinkwater's going to kick from inside the 40. He's got good angle on this. Goes into the end goal area. Gutherson wants it to keep traveling dead. It's going to sit up in the end goal. Gutherson will not get back into the field of play. And it's a goal line dropout incoming. What a kick from Drinkwater, I believe it was. He put this downfield. Gutherson tries to watch it go over the dead ball line, but it sits up. Goal line dropout incoming. This has been a great start by the home side after that initial mistake. Gutherson sends the kickoff well, not short, not deep. Lands on the 30-meter line. And Robert Derby from that right edge is tackled on the 20. Here's Dearden in midfield. 6 again for the Cowboys. Boy, this is now critical. This is critical early on for the Dragons to hold on. Dearden to Drinkwater. Angling back in as Bateman. Taking on DeBellin. Well, they've really found a chink in the armor there with Jack DeBellin. Robson goes to Dearden, who spots some space. Out the back now for Duffy as they attack left. Purdue can't get on the outside of his opposite. Quick play the ball and 3 tackles left. Duffy shows it inside. Goes to Cletus Cotter on the crash ball 5 meters out in front of the post. Dearden to the right. The dummy takes on Leilua. 5th and last, just a couple of meters out. Robson looks down the short side. Grubbers in behind the line for Bateman. Desperation dive from the Dragons, but I don't know if they've got there. Now, Bateman might have been held back here. It's going up as no try. Bateman was leading the race to this ball at one point. A cheeky little grubber kick from Robson. And Bateman. Okay, that's fine. Shoulder to shoulder here from Gutherson, who might have just got ahead. King Tongia makes contact with Bateman, which forces him off the ball, which gives Gutherson enough time to win that race. This is going to be an interesting call. There's enough contact from King Tongia. Gutherson has definitely grounded the ball first. But we are looking at potential obstruction here from King Tongia on Bateman. This is going to be a very, very interesting call. No try. Okay, we knew that. And no obstruction. Play on. The Dragons go short with the restart this time, and Luciano Leilua comes away with it. Beats one, beats a second, fends off a third. Oh, this is Jonah Lomu rugby style. Leilua marches up to the 40. Scrappy play the ball as he's hurt in the tackle. Sweet pea, ahoy mate. DeBellin in at first receiver. It goes through the hands now to the right for Sewer, who stands on halfway. Tackle 3. Cook back into midfield. DeBellin bobbles the ball. Goes out the back for King Tonga, who from a standing start straightens the attack. Cook goes quickly. Blake Laurie bumps off the first tackle. And he's held up in midfield, 30 metres out. King Tonga puts this ball high. They're racing through here to put pressure on. It's been lost forward by the Cowboys. Oh, penalty. Penalty to the Cowboys. Not competing genuinely is the call. As Corey Allen came flying through to put pressure on the kick, he has been penalised for not competing genuinely. The Cowboys only find touch on the 20. Not a lot of distance made. "25 metres out from their own line. 12 points to nil, they lead. 12 points obviously won't be enough. We know that the Cowboys' defence paper thin. So if the Dragons can get a little bit of momentum and a little bit of go forward, they can score points pretty quickly. But they need to worry about their own defence as it opens up again in midfield. 2 tackles left. No, this is the 5th and last. Dearden back inside for Drinkwater. Throws a loose pass out the back. Neem collects it. And that'll be a handover in front of the post. Jeez, they are opening them up around the ruck. Those inside balls, or the 45-degree angle from the outside man coming back in. The Cowboys looking very, very threatening with every single run as Emre Gula comes onto the field. Jack DeBellin's off. Penalty to the Dragons. A ruck infringement, and boy did they need this. The Cowboys' defense is holding on, though, early in this game. Finding touch here, the Dragons, just on halfway. They're not really much of a kick. They tap and go. And yes, it's certainly not getting desperate for the Dragons, but they would certainly like to be the next team to score, of course. Cook goes from dummy half. He's got Flanagan with him, and Laurie's running off the hip. Innocent anglerfish, ahoy! 20 metres out here, just to the right of post. Cook down the right edge. Sully to Sloan. Sloan is unmarked. Where was the Cowboys' defence on this occasion? And that was way too simple. A tick off the multi and a try for the Dragons. Sloan, how has he been left unmarked? Let's have a look. Okay, they're numbered up here, the Cowboys, 3-on-3. They were numbered up 3-on-3, but the Cowboys overcommitted to the inside man. Jackson Purdue. Thomas Duffy had Sully covered. Purdue has jammed in. And that created the overlap. Once Purdue came in, so too did his outside man. And Tyrrell Sloan, acres of space to run into. $12 points to 4, kick to come. That was an important one for the Dragons, and probably important that it happened so easily. They've shown that once they get down that end of the field now, they can actually open up and disengage the Cowboys' defense quite easily. Kyle Flanagan from out wide. 10 in from touch. He's taken it 22 meters back. Puts this one on target, but it's hooking. It's hooking. It holds its line just inside the far upright. 12 points to 6. Quarter of the way through this game. And that was much, much better from the Dragons. Smith and West, 93, says, let's go. Keep scoring. You need, because you need over 21.5 points first half. Okay, so you need another try. One more try. One more try. That gets it done for you. As the Cowboys get us back underway, making no mistake with the dead ball line on this occasion. And Clemmer runs it from the back fence. 20 out from their own line here, the Dragons is through the hands early. Gutherson dummies. Was he taken high? Up around the shoulders was Purdue. No call from the officials. But an early spread from the Dragons. Sonny Yaparu, ahoy mate. PNG representing. And it was Zach Labert who got the first try, coincidentally. Hand to bypass, says Cowboys to win. Blake Laurie takes tackle 5, just short of halfway for the Dragons. 19 minutes left in the opening half. King Tonga down the short side on the left. Puts this one high, and it's taken to the back. Robert Derby. Mookie, ahoy mate. Labert, Sloan, Sewer, and Drinkwater is your same game multi. As a penalty here to the home side. High contact is the call. 18.5 left in the opening 40. 12 points to 6. The Cowboys lead. But again, it's been very typical of the Cowboys and the way that they've played this season. Quite typical of the Dragons as well, to be honest. But specifically the Cowboys, they play well in patches, as David Clement goes on report here. They have these 15 or so minute spells where they look really, really damaging, and then it's like they go to sleep. Guns on Chris. Dragons to win 1-12. Well, I do hope you're right there, mate. I did tip the Dragons at the start of the game. Also in a close one. Short ball. The no-look pass to Edwards was surely forward. And it's been called as such. There we go. The no-looker from Duffy to Edwards was probably actually, to be perfectly honest, that no-look pass from Duffy to Edwards was probably less forward than the Robson pass to Dearden that got the Cowboys their second try. It's interesting, the ones that get called and the ones that don't, huh? Marcelo Raventos, ahoy there, mate. And B-Man over on TikTok, ahoy, mate. Sloan got your multi ticked off. Oh, very nice. Let's see if I put the knockers on them here. The Dragons, they've completed in 100% at the moment. 9 from 9 sets as Gula offloads to Flanagan. Flanagan goes over to the right for Sewer. Tackled on halfway. Six again for the Dragons as they're starting to build momentum. Jacob Little's on the field. So where's Damien Cook? There he is at first receiver to King Tonga. Gutherson pops it over the top and Corey Allen's in space. Steps back in field. Can't get the ball free. And we come... Whoa. Who's got the penalty? Well, we've come back for a penalty. The Dragons are appealing that they should have been allowed to play on. It is a penalty to the Dragons. The referee has marched all the way back. The Dragons make this line break down the left edge. A player is tackled without the ball. The referee's blown the penalty and marched them back 20 metres. The Dragons are arguing that perhaps they should have just played advantage there. But anyway, they're still 20 metres out with a full set of 6. Clemmer backs into the defence. 15 metres out, right in front of the post. Little goes left for Flanagan. Dropping it back on the inside for Gula. Here they go now. King Tonga, cut out pass to nobody. It's loose on the ground. Cowboys dive on it and lose it forward. Well, why didn't they just leave that, the Cowboys? That's craziness. It'll be Dragons' ball off the back of a mistake. Has it gone out? No, it's been, it's played up by the Cowboys. What an interesting decision there. Game of Mel, ahoy. Little to Flanagan. Again, that inside ball for Emre Gula. Flanagan to Sewer. Heads back towards the post. Straightens. Sewer pops it back. The Dragons keep the ball alive. And almost over the line is King Tonga. Looks for the quick play of the ball. 6 again as Damien Cook fights his way over. Can't get it across the line. We're going up as no try. They're having a look for the grounding from Damien Cook. Otherwise, it's going to be 6 more tackles for the Dragon. Crowding the play the ball area there, the Cowboys. Desperation. Professional foul worthy. Damien Cook versus Cletus Cotter and Tom Dearden. And King Tonga there is in front of Cook. So they probably can't award this anyway. But they'll come back, I dare say, for the infringement against the Cowboys. Dave, 74 AU. Ahoy, mate. Game of Mel, you're watching the game and playing Rugby League 26. Have they fixed that game yet? Or is it still too early? Kimrose Kida, ahoy there. Welcome along. Let's go Dragons. Ronald Mel, go PNG. Very own son, Jack DeBellin, watching from the highlands of Papua New Guinea. Damien Cook was short from the line. Well, took an eternity to figure that out. We all knew. But they do have a full set of 6 here on the attack. 5 metres out from the line. Gula will play it right in front of the post. Little sends it out to the left for Flanagan. Inside ball for Leilua. Oh, he's a beast, Luciano Leilua. Half a metre out. Cowboys are offside, surely. It's a 6 again for the Dragons. And now a penalty for high contact. Gutherson is appealing for a 10 in the bin. How many penalties are they going to be allowed to give away? Okay, I feel like this is the official warning. The referee's now trying to remember all the infringements. Tom Dearden has now been given the official warning. The next one is going to go. Ten metres out from the line. Full set of 6 incoming. Little goes left for Flanagan. And they love that drop-off on the inside. And Little's in support. A nice offload. Keeps the ball alive from Clemmer to Little. Right-hand side they go. Flanagan holds the pass up nicely for Gutherson. But well read by the Cowboys' defence. Gutherson will play it. 10 out. Cook onto King Tonga, who kicks in behind the line, needing this one to sit up. And it is Matthew Fainai. And the Dragons have scored. Bene out wide on the left, 12 points to 10, kick to come. The guts from King Tonga. It was still fairly early in the tackle count. And like in King Tonga, if he doesn't get that kick right, he looks foolish. Here come the Dragons. Oh, well taken. Well taken by Fene. Wait, Tamati. Ahoy, mate. Cowboys to win 38-32. Try confirmed. It's 12-10. Kick to come. Christopher Toya. Go, go, Dragons. Oh, B-Man. Captain Morgans. My captain. On the left-hand side of the post here, 20 meters back and about 15 to the side. Flanagan hooks this one just back in. Just gets it to hook back in. It's very nearly made contact with the post. But we are all locked up. Still 11 minutes to go. Well, there we go. Somebody needed 21.5 points for the first half. And there it is. 24 points so far across the opening half of footy. Scalino, 909, just chilling. Just chilling, watching, maintaining number one position on the ladder. Cowboys get us back underway. And Emre Gula charging back into contact here for the Dragons. Leilua. So, I've got to say that the substitutes that have come on for the Dragons have made a world of difference. Emre Gula, who's come on. Jacob Little's come onto the field. And here is Jacob Little going out of dummy half. Flanagan steps his way up to halfway, fifth and last. John Michael, ahoy, mate. King Tonga puts this kick high. Drinkwater moves forward for it. Takes it well. But he's tackled, met by the kick chasers right on the 20-meter line. Martina Romba, ahoy there. Supporting the Cowboys from PNG. And it is the home side, the Cowboys back in possession. Tackle 3, 40 meters out from their own line. 10 minutes to go until the halftime break. Quick play the ball and some go forward here for the Cows. Straight up the middle goes Cohen Hess. Can't get the arms free. Fifth and last. They're 30 out from the line. Dearden slightly skews it off the side of the boot. Easy take for Derby. And he has shown the sideline. Play on, says the touch judge, as Derby fires this back end field. Drinkwater gets the second kick away. That's a much better one. This is pressure on Gutherson, who misses it completely. It sets up for the Cowboys. And slipping over is the only thing that saved them. But they get 6 more tackles. A dropped ball from Gutherson. We say it all the time. Beware the second kick. And Drinkwater's kick was so much better than Dearden's. Here come the Cowboys. Duffy, dummies. Steps off the left boot. He's tackled 2 meters out. Cowboys on the attack. Crash ball for Peter Griffin Neame. And it's Griffin Neame who has just burst over. Oh, but he's lost the ball. He's lost the ball. Peter Griffin Neame on the crash ball. Oh, it's a forward pass, is it? Okay. He hasn't lost the ball. They've called it a forward pass. What a let-off that is for the Dragons. They'll get the scrum 10 metres out from their own line. UFC, ahoy, mate. John Michael, you're still laughing when Michelle called you a serial killer? Oh, sorry, they spray. I have fun little nicknames for a lot of the players. The Cowboys prop, Griffin Neem. Griffin Neem. But because his name's Griffin, I just think of Peter Griffin and Family Guy. Fifth and last hit for the Dragons. Inside their own 40, Flanagan puts the kick downfield. And it's an easy take for Drinkwater. The Cowboys have managed to wrestle some momentum back. This is a seesawing match. With 8 minutes to go until the break. The Cowboys, big boppers, though. They're very slow to get back. Oh, Raven 187. Joining channel membership. Thank you so much. As straight up the middle goes Cohen Hess. Makes a line break, but he falls flat on his face. Still, quick ball. Drinkwater down the left. Goes out the back for Nene. Spins in the tackle. Fifth and last, 10 meters out. Looking very good here, the Cowboys. And it goes to Drinkwater for kick. No surprise about that. But it's taken by the Dragons. They'll be tackled in goal for a goal line dropout. But they've held on for dear life there, the Dragons, as the Cowboys have all the momentum here going into halftime. Yes, indeed. Raven187, our latest channel member. Thank you so much. As Gutherson goes short with this restart. Taken by the Cowboys, though. Robert Derby wins the battle in the air. Down the short side, Robson for Labert. Already got one try tonight, Zach Labert. 6 more tackles. They're just a meter out. Dragons are up quickly. That could be another set restart. Drinkwater back on the inside for Lars. Standing in the 3-man tackle. Right in front of the post, 5 out. The crash ball is the go-to for Cohen Hess. One-on-one with Leilua. Leilua tries to rip the ball out rather than wrapping it up. And it's a try for Cohen Hess. Well, Luciano Leilua has backed himself for the one-on-one steal rather than just wrapping the ball up. And Cohen Hess has scored a try. A big try. Right on the stroke of halftime. Oh, he needed to just clamp himself on that ball, Leilua. Clamp himself on that ball and stay on it. Instead, he went for the big play. $16-12, simple conversion to come. And yes, the Cowboys, they've had all the momentum these past few minutes. And they've ultimately made the Dragons pay. Five minutes to go. This seesawing battle will continue. Drinkwater pops this one over from right beside the post. 18 points to 12. 4.5 left to go until the halftime break. The home side ever so slightly on top. Wouldn't be at all surprised if they jag another one here before the break. $18-12. Excuse me. Anybody's game. Gutherson getting ready to restart this game. First meeting, ahoy, mate. Tony Montana wants to know if Drinkwater will score today. I hope so. Well, he or Burns would be nice for me. Rectub 91, thank you so much for sending those gifts through. As Dearden breaks through up over the halfway line, or just short of it. Here they come, the Cowboys. I told you I wouldn't be surprised if they score again here. Down the left edge goes Purdue. Yes, Rectub 91, thank you so much for the Heart Me, the Rugby Ball, and the TGIFs over there on TikTok. 2 tackles left here for the Cowboys. Dearden, late pass out the back for Drinkwater, who goes through a gaping hole. He's got support from Robert Derby out on the right. The Dragons scramble and take him into touch. He's not in touch. He's not held. He gets up and goes again and scores. Oh, you're kidding me. More piss-poor defense from the Dragons. Drinkwater, who went through the huge hole, had Derby in support. They'll have to have a look at it. They will have to have a look at it and see if he's touched the line. But the flag stayed down. Gutherson had him. Corey Allen had him. And, oh, that's close. This is very, very close. But they've slid over the top of the tackle, have the Dragons. Derby well within his rights to get up and go again. Let's have a look. Oh, he has a fingernail hit the line. Does his elbow hit the line? They're going to have a look at this. Now remember, it's gone up as a try, so the evidence is going to have to be very conclusive. And we can't really see anything from these camera angles. Time's off. And they're going to have a look at the touchline. Oh, this could be massive. This could be massive. Another defensive blunder from the Dragons. It's gone up as a try. Oh, the right elbow's gone into touch. Well, they've taken one look at it, the bunker. One look is all it takes. And the red faces from the Dragons, well, they can take them away momentarily. Dragons. Talk about dodging a bullet. Henry says, who would have scored if it counted? Robert Derby. No try. Robert Derby was in touch. And the Dragons, they need to count their blessings here and hit back. As Corey Allen leaves the field, looks like he might have copped a poke to the eye. 3 minutes to go until the halftime break. 18 points to 12, the home side. Gutherson, straight up the middle on play 5. Fifth and last. Just inside the Cowboys' territory. Down the short side for Flanagan. Too deep to be contestable. Drinkwater takes it, gives it off to Burns. And Burns is met 15 out from his own line in midfield. Henry, you had Derby and Sloan at $4.50 for a special. Oh, well, there's still time, mate. Still time. Most definitely still time. 2 minutes left in the opening half. And then, of course, a full half of footy to go. Dearden goes straight through. He's got support from Drinkwater on the inside. Holds it up perfectly. The pass is cleared. Drinkwater scores. It's another tick off the multi. And the Cowboys are just ripping the Dragons apart. Another try had to come. Another try had to come. They've just been on top. They've had all the momentum in this last 10 minutes. And again, some really poor defense. Damien Cook defending out in the centers. Well, where have we seen that before? And where did that fail once before? I can't believe they've done it again. And that is a big try right on the stroke of half time. It's going to be 24 points to 12 at the break. Captain Morgan's tonight, John Michael, as Drinkwater converts. And it is 24 points to 12. $24 points to 12 at the halftime break. Well, it's not halftime yet. The way that they've been opening up the Dragons, they might get another one before the break. They're going to have a couple of tackles. Spartacus, ahoy mate, welcome along. You just want to say this is the best stream channel for footy. Oh, thank you, mate. Oh, John Michael, it's a rum, spiced rum. Like every good pirate, gotta have the rum. 40 seconds to go. The Cowboys will have a couple of tackles here. Can they jag another one? 10 meters out from their own line. 30 seconds left in this opening half. Big hit from Sewer. And we've got time off. Cowboys have crept off the mark. Cletus Cotter. Straight up the middle. 17 seconds to go. Here they go, out the back to Drinkwater. Cut out pass to Derby, who gets on the outside. Derby gets ankle tapped and brought down from behind. And that'll be half time. I told you. Oh, there's going to be one more play. One more play. Dearden angles back down the short side. Flicks it back for Drinkwater. The crossfield kick is lost out the back by the Dragons. It's been scooped up by Jeremiah Nanai. And Nanai races away to score. Jeremiah Nanai scores. Tick number 3 off the multi. I told you I wouldn't be surprised if they get another one. They are just opening up the Dragons at will here. And it is Jeremiah Nanai who scores in the corner. What was he even doing out there? We are a Jackson Purdue away from nailing this same game multi. You thought the play was over here with Robert Derby. He got the play of the ball. Dearden with the crossfield kick. Sully loses it out the back, and Nanai is on the spot to scoop it up and plant it down. You can't believe it. Oh, no, it's been knocked on by the Cowboys. Braden Burns has knocked it on in the air. Oh, Braden Burns has knocked it on in the air. We're going to have to take this one away. We're going to have to take that one away. Jeremiah Nanai, no try. Knocked on by Braden Burns in the air as he can. Try confirmed! Oh my God! Try has been confirmed. I'll put the tick back on. Try has been confirmed. Somebody in the bunker's got the same multi as I do. Drinkwater from the sideline. Puts this one on target. Does it hold its line? It hits the far upright and bounces away. God bless whoever's in the bunker and missed that knock on. Who's in the bunker? I want to shout them a drink. Now, we're going to find out who's in the bunker and gets a nice cold beverage from me the next time I see them. It's, it's Casey Badger. Well, that explains all the shit decisions. But anyway, we'll take this one. But I take back my offer of a nice cold beverage because, for the love of Christ, who wants to have a drink with Casey Badger? Wow, 28 points to 12 at the halftime break. That 10 minutes before halftime, the Cowboys just started opening up the Dragons at will. And we are just a Jackson Purdue away from a same-game multi. Nice. Henry says, not going to lie, I had the Dragons, but as long as Robert Derby clutches, then sweet. Yeah, absolutely. Henry, quite honestly, anybody in their right mind had the Dragons to win this game. The Cowboys were so badly out of form. But, it's still not over yet. The Cowboys have got the worst defense in the competition. And if the Dragons get a roll on, 16 points is still not going to be enough. Shadow, ahoy, mate. Spartacus. Hope the Dragons score tries next half. Hem Prasad, Dragons will come back second half. Well, they have to, don't they? Dropped chop, total points prediction. Well, I believe I said at the top of the stream, I had overs in this game. Overs was 59.5, so 60 points, which was actually quite a large overall points, but it's looking likely at the moment, isn't it? 28-12 at halftime. That's not too far off. Marcelo Raventos says you should drink tequila. Cooley, you just need Derby to get over. Oh, you must be throwing stuff at the TV, huh? Robert Derby, that cheeky little elbow on the sideline. So, 28 points to 12 at the break. The Dragons, I mean, defensively, they've been abysmal, but they haven't been too far off, really. I mean, 16 points is not a big margin. They could pull that back. That try, that 4 points right on the stroke of halftime after the siren, that one's going to hurt. That one will hurt. But we'll see. Second half fight back, or do the Cowboys go on with it? We are just a Jackson Purdue try away from wrapping up this multi. I wonder what they're offering me in terms of a cash out. The trouble is, Sportsbet know that I bet so frequently, I get nothing in the way of cash out offers. Yeah. 3/4 of the multi done at halftime, and they have offered me a cash out of $8.49, which is absolutely insulting. That is an insulting offer. But that's what I mean. Yeah, they always offer me such tiny cash out offers because they know that I'm betting all the time anyway. All right, halftime here. Wasted World of Sports. 28 points to 12 in favor of the home side. They have just been tearing the Dragons' defense apart. Can they keep it up? Yeah, see, Mookie's got a cash out offer of $28. It's me. They know that I'm so active in terms of sports betting. I mean, I do all my sports trades and stuff. I'm so active on the scene. They give me Dismal cash out offers all the time. Offensive cash out offers. Game ML, you just won one of your bets. Now you need Sewer. Jaden Sewer to score to win your second. All right, I'm going to have a quick break for halftime. Second half coming up after this. Can the Dragons hit back, or will the home side roll away with it and keep Todd Payton's career alive, coaching career? Second half coming up soon. Corey Allen left the field. Gosman Gomez, yes, he's off the park. Whether he's been ruled out, or not for the entirety of the game, yeah, not really sure. But he did leave the field in the first half. Seemed like he'd copped a poke in the eye. So halftime here, 28 points to 12 in favor of the home side. Now, this is an interesting stat. Possession slightly in favor of the Dragons. Now 51 to 49%. That's not a huge discrepancy. But the fact is, you don't expect a team down on possession to couple of cones and he'll be fine, says Raven 187. And especially after the start the Cowboys got off to. Let's not forget the kickoff they put out on the full. Crazy stuff. They put that out on the full. They've got opportunities here, the Dragons, like 16 points. I really don't think they're out of this one. Galeno 909. Welcome back, mates. Yes, halftime break. A comfortable lead at the break for the home side. But, of course, we know that anything can happen. I'm just a Jackson Purdue try away from a same-game multi. Cooley wasn't too happy about the Robert Derby sideline incident. Yes, there would have been some excited people, and the excitement turned into misery once they overturned that decision, the Robert Derby try. Messing with everybody's hearts. Yeah, Jackson Purdue. Don't know how I feel about that. The fact that he's the last one remaining in my multi. Dropped chop. Just needs Derby to score for the multi to come in. Galeno wants to tell a joke. Okay, you can tell a joke. Broncos versus Eels coming up after this one, of course. Mitchell Moses back for the Eels. Will it be enough? Ooh, I'm telling you. Eels to cover the line, perhaps. I think it'll be a lot closer than people expect. I do not believe the Broncos are traveling as nicely as people think they are. And Mitchell Moses coming back in, well, that's massive for the Eels, isn't it? We know how the Eels go with and without Mitchell Moses. And I should imagine, as $4.75 outsiders, the Eels have been given a 15.5 line. 15.5 line at $1.91. I mean, tell me that's not hitting. The Eels with Moses back, with Penasini back, they will surely cover off a 15.5 line, even at Suncorp. I don't know that they'll get the win, but I dare say $1.91 is a worthy shout for them to cover the line at 15.5. I mean, that is just, that's just madness. $28 points to 12 at the break. Some concerning signs for the Dragons. But it's not all doom and gloom. They've been making opportunities on attack. They might be able to get themselves back in it. Okay, Scalino says, once upon a day, there was an eel wearing a jersey. He traveled all around to the shady area, but a horse named as Broncos accidentally stepped on it with a 38 weight. Okay. Is that a joke or your prediction of what's going to happen later tonight? Addy, ahoy there, mate. When they start scoring, they really go crazy. Absolutely. I mean, we've seen that all across the season so far. The Cowboys are more than capable of piling on points. It's their defense that lets them down. So at 16 points margin, I don't think anybody's going to be counting any chickens just yet. And that should probably be the halftime message. The halftime message as well from Todd Payton. Spartacus, I'm in Australia. The land of Oz, Brisbane, Australia. Second half about to get underway. Referee blows the whistle, and we are off and running here for the second half. The Dragons with the kickoff, and it is taken by the home side, the Cowboys, as they look to extend this lead. 28-12 at the break, and they've been taken over the sideline. Well, The Dragons have come out firing in the second half, tackling the Cowboys over the sideline from the kickoff. That's a heck of a start. Caden Lars got a little bit too upright. D-Funk, ahoy, mate. How's it going, buddy? Here come the Dragons. Well, this would be a dream start to the second half. They have come out absolutely firing. Straight up the middle goes Hamish Stewart. 10 metres out. Little goes to the right. King Tonga drops it off inside for Emre Gula. 5 metres out. He stands in the tackle. Cook used as the decoy. Goes out the back for Flanagan. King Tonga. Flat pass across the face of the defence to Leilua. And he's tackled just a couple of metres out. Here come the Dragons. Back in field for King Tonga to Cook. Flanagan shows it and goes on his own. Wrapped up 5th and last. That takes him out of the kicking line. King Tonga will take on the duties, will he? No, Damien Cook in at first receiver. 2, King Tonga, who puts this one high, lands it nicely. Robert Derby takes it well, and he is half a metre out from his own try line. So the Cowboys, again, they survive an early error in the half. Remember the first half, kickoff went out on the full. Kickoff out on the full, and they maintained their defensive line. Start the second half, they've been taken over the sideline on play 1, and the defensive line holds very, very importantly. That would have been massive. Massive if they got a try there, the Dragons. Cowboys, 5th and last. Kick from well inside their own 40. Gutherson takes it on the 4, bobbles it. Oh, that would have been a monstrous mistake. Gutherson now returns it just outside the 30. Dragons back in possession. Defunk needs Sully to score, and your 3-legger is in. Nice. As we can see, I am just Jackson Purdue away. A Jackson Purdue away from this multi. Can it possibly happen? Fingers crossed. Is up over halfway. Go the Dragons now. Shifting out to the right. Was there touch by the Cowboys? Yes, it was. Purdue knocks that ball down. So it will be Dragons ball. Flanagan, Shane Flanagan, that is. Frustration up in the coach's box. Penny Yaboa, ahoy mates. Gold Cowboys, Bull Dragons. Gold Cowboys, Bull Dragons. Well, we'll see. Can the Dragons put some gold on? They have the scrum here, 40 metres out from their own line. Flanagan in midfield, goes down the back for King Tonga, and Gutherson loses it. It's been scooped up by Laban, who spills it. Double knock on. Gutherson, that's a big mistake. Cowboys survive. Sully's been all right tonight, Defunk, without being outstanding. He did drop that high ball that gave the Cowboys their try right on the stroke of half-time, but outside of that, he's been solid. The disappointing players tonight have been surprising. It's been the veterans for the Dragons that have let them down. Jack DeBellin was invisible on defense. Gutherson's been having a nightmare, and Clemmer has also been a bit dismal. Penalty here to the Cowboys. 35 out right in front. Now they could think of, I mean, they won't, but they could think about taking the 2 and making up for that missed conversion right on the stroke of half time. It's right in front, but Dearden is going to put this into touch. Almost kept in the field of play there by Emre Gula. And the Cowboys just lacking a little bit of execution here to start the second half, but they get away with it, and they will go on the attack. Scoring first points, you would think, wins it for them. You would think. There is plenty of time to go either way, but you would think that scoring first points goes a long way to winning this game. Dearden back on the inside for Labert. Flick pass out the back for Drinkwater. Standing start. And he's wrapped up by Jacob Little. Right in front of the posts. 15 metres out. They go left. That's where I need them to go. Dearden, though, gives it back inside for Nanai. Keep an eye out for Jackson Purdue. Keep an eye out for my multi. That's where they go again. Flat pass to Cletus Cotter. Cotter's over the line. The Dragons hold on. Turn him on his back and hold him up. Well defended on their own goal line there, the Dragons. Desperation. The game is on the line. 2 tackles left for the Cowboys. Dearden to Drinkwater. Space out to the right. Forward pass is thrown by Drinkwater. Forward pass off the hook. We haven't slapped on a multi yet for the next game. I'll have a think about that one. I'll have a quick think about that one because I won't have much time to move in between games to get it on as Jacob Little brings it out from the back of the scrum. A big run forward here for the Dragons. Moses Sully plays it 30 meters out from their own line. Cowboys are up quickly. Were they up too quickly? The ball's been touched. This will be 6 more tackles. And a penalty now to the Dragons. A piggyback upfield. What they needed. Flanagan with the touch finder. Short of halfway. Corey Allen's back on the field. Yes, Gosman. Corey Allen is back out there. King Tonga shows it inside once. Gives it to DeBellin. Or Hamish Stewart, rather. Sorry. Down the short side for King Tonga. The goose step. Hit hard by Bateman. 20 meters out from the line here on the left edge. The Dragons. Straight through goes Damien Cook, but holding on to the ankles is Cohen Hess. Little goes out of dummy half. The inside ball is a nice one. The Dragons are half a meter short here. Poor service. Goes out the back for Gutherson. 5th and last. Gutherson caught with the ball. Pops it up for Cook. And he's been held. Gutherson, that'll be the turnover. The Red Knight 47. Ahoy, mate. All you need is Derby or Purdue. Looks like every other player has scored. 28 points to 12. 8 minutes gone in the second half. The Dragons have started with all the momentum, but they don't have any points to show for it. Henry says you would think that the Dragons would score and take advantage of these errors. Well, you would certainly think so. Quick play of the ball, and the Cowboys just march upfield. They're inside the Dragons' territory. 2 tackles left. Robson from dummy half again. Fights his way forward. 5th and last. Why didn't he run from dummy half like this at Origin? Dearden puts this high ball up. Taken by Corey Allen, who has to surrender in the tackle. 5 meters out from their own try line, the Dragons. They've had a big wave of momentum to start the second half, but they now look up and they've got to go 90 meters upfield. You would think that they have to be the first to score in this second half if there's any chance. You would have to think so. Fifth and last, only 30 meters gained off this set. Flanagan from just outside his own 30 puts it straight down the middle of the field. Cowboys take it on the fall and Derby winds up, brings it back just shy of their own 40-meter line here, the Cowboys. Great field position. And the Cowboys, much like that opening half, they weather the early storm, and now they're starting to just wrestle this momentum away, and they've lost it. Penalty, though, to the Cowboys. Marker not square. Cowboys find touch 30 out. There's my boy, Jackson Purdue. Taps it and goes. Almost breaks the line. He bends it. But he can't get through. 15 out. Duffy onto Lawson. 10 meters from the line. Here come the Cowboys. Looking to put this game to bed. Cohen Hess, he's been immense. Goes close again. Robson across the face of the defense to Bateman. Half a meter short. 2 tackles left here. Cowboys go right for Dearden. Grubber's in behind the line. Needs this to sit up. Robert Derby makes a play at it, but he's lost it over the dead ball line. No try. They're going to have a look. It looks like this has been knocked dead by Robert Derby, who actually won the chase to the ball. Oh, he won the chase to the ball. He just needed to hold it. Derby's dropped it over the line. Witamati says the chances of either of these teams making the finals is pretty much 0, even if they get maximum points. Yes. I mean, mathematically, both teams are still in it. But, I mean, honestly, once you get to the point of talking about mathematically, you're pretty much done, aren't you? I mean, we can talk about all the hypotheticals and we can talk about all the mathematicallys that we want. But once it gets to that point, that's it, isn't it? Normally, 99% of the time, those mathematical chances all amount to naught. Jaden Sewer has stayed down here. Oh, he slammed the back of his head into the turf here, Jaden Sewer. That could be his night done. Defunk says, I thought Dragons might take this one, but only took 1 try scorer from them. Yeah, same as me, Defunk. I was exactly the same. Tyrrell Sloan was the only try scorer that I backed with confidence. And certainly it's been a disappointing display by the Dragons. I mean, both teams came into this on the back of 3 losses on the trot. The Dragons have certainly been in better form than the Cowboys. As Carl Lawton goes on report here. And a penalty to the Dragons. A hip drop is the call. But there's still 28.5 minutes to go, and we know that the Cowboys' defense is optional sometimes. They seem to have got it sorted out tonight for the most part, but yes, the Cowboys with the worst defensive record in the competition. Short ball here for Leilua. Good strong carry. Sewer is still out on the field. He's just getting taped up in back play at the moment, but he is still out there as Molo carries it inside the 10. 5th and last now for the Dragons. Little goes down the left edge for Flanagan, who's wrapped up with the ball by Dearden, and that'll be a handover. Well, that was an absolute nothing end of set from the Dragons. It does keep the Cowboys pinned down, but watch them give away a penalty now. This has actually been really, really poor this second half. They are not out of this game by any stretch. 28-12 is certainly not insurmountable, especially up against the worst defense in the competition. And there's just no set control. Kyle Flanagan is not leading his team around the park. And even there, that last play, getting caught with the ball, tackled with the ball on 5th and last, a simple handover. On the flip side, Dearden sets this one up in the end goal, and Gutherson has to fight his way back into the field of play. And they've turned the Dragons around 90 metres upfield off that set. That's the difference between these two teams right now. The Dearden-Duffy combination outplaying big time the King Tonga-Flanagan combination. And this is tackle 3 on their own. Sewer's left the field now. Jaden Sewer is now officially limping up the tunnel, and that will be his night done. Penalty to the Dragons late in the tackle count. Bateman crowding the play the ball area. Not clearing the ruck. A much-needed penalty here for the Dragons. But what in God's name was that kick to touch? He's made 10 metres off the kick and they find touch on halfway. Got to do better than that. Got to do better than that. That was really poor as Leilua, slow to get back to his feet after the play the ball. He went straight back down to his haunches. But he seems all right. Gutherson with the short ball. To Fiane. 20 metres out from the line. 3 tackles left. In midfield, here's Hamish Stewart. 15 away. Gawler goes out the back to nobody. Sully scoops up the loose ball, and it's a penalty to the Dragons. Take the 2. Take the 2, get some points. Wayne Stretch, ahoy, mate. UFC, ahoy, mates. I have been reading your comments. Not out loud, but I've been reading them. As the Dragons tap and go, Jeremiah Nanai's on report. Now, the question has to be asked, how much longer are the Cowboys going to remain at a full complement? This is so many penalties now inside the red zone. 5 metres away from the line. Little goes right for King Tonga. Flanagan holds the pass up nicely. Michael Molo, well defended. 6 again for inside the 10. They're up quickly again here, the Cowboys. If they're not going to get sent to the bin, I mean, they may as well keep infringing, right? To the left edge they go. King Tonga, cut-out pass, hits the chest of Corey Allen, and Corey Allen scores. The Dragons hit back. Who was it that needed Corey Allen for their multi? They've caught the Cowboys short on the edges once again. This time the opposite side of the field, and Corey Allen runs around beside the post untouched. Florian, ahoy there, welcome along. Gosman, Gomez, multi is complete. There we go. There were a few people waiting on that one. But Corey Allen, what a ball from King Tonga. A cutout pass. As the try is confirmed, Robert Derby was going for the slapdown rather than defending his wing. And Corey Allen strolls over. 28 points to 16. Kick to come. 23 and a half minutes to go. Pretty much constantly, UFC. Pretty much constantly, but it's not something to beat yourself up over. It's how you learn and move forward from such scenarios. That's what I always say. "23 minutes left. The kick. About 10 meters or 15 or so meters to the left of the posts. The right side for a right foot. The good side for a right-footed kicker. And Flanagan moves in and he muffs it. Flanagan hits the upright and it bounces away. That is a dead set shocker of a conversion attempt. And it remains 28 points to 16. Kyle Flanagan once again having a night to forget. You got to kick those. You got to kick those. Game ML. Jaden Sewer is off. Yes. Yes, indeed, UFC. I obviously don't know the complete specifics of the situation, but look, sometimes people are pretty good at putting a fake version of themselves out there, and it's not necessarily our own fault if we fall for that, but it is our own fault if we take it to heart too much. I mean, I've been fooled many, many times. No shame in it. What's the saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times or more, shame on Captain Morgan's. No, that's not the saying at all, of course. Captain's challenge here from the Dragons. The referee on field has ruled lost by Clint Gutherson. Gutherson is claiming the ball was stripped out and immediately went the captain's challenge. Well, he's getting a nice little rub on his testicles there from one of the Cowboys players. I don't know if that constitutes ruck infringement. And the challenge is successful. Penalty to the Dragons. Well, here they come, the Dragons. That is a much better touch finder. Much better. Finding touch 30 meters out from the line. Sloan races to the mark. And they tap and go. Tackle 1 is going to be 25 meters out from the line. 21 minutes left to play here. By the way, Wasted World of Sports streams live on YouTube primarily, on TikTok, on Twitch, and on Facebook. Wasted World of Sports. Everywhere, man. Everywhere. King Tonga with the goose step. Loses the ball. Has he lost it forward? No. Backwards, says the referee. Inside the 10 go the Dragons. On play 3. Little takes a couple of steps, gives it off to Stewart. Stewart out to the right to Flanagan. Gutherson pops the pass up for Sloan. And Sloan's unmarked to score in the corner. Here they come, the Dragons. The Cowboys' paper-thin defense is being found out. 20 minutes to go in the game, and it is well and truly game on. 28-20 with the kick to come from out wide. I certainly wouldn't be putting any money at all on Flanagan kicking this one. But the Dragons have got themselves back into this contest in a big way. Try confirmed. And it is game well and truly on. Flown with a double. This is a big kick. This is now a big kick from the sideline. DPFD says Aussie 76, Hogan 71, things come in threes. Who's next? Well, let's not forget, too, it kind of slipped under the radar a little bit, but Theo, the actor that played Theo from The Cosby Show, passed away over the past week. I don't know if he constitutes the first of the 3, and Aussie and Hogan just finalized the deal. Kyle Flanagan on the right touchline. He's taken it 25 meters back. This is not the favored side for a right-footed kicker. He made an absolute mess of the easier kick just before it. He's made a complete mess of this one too, as he hooks it across the face. 28-20. Goal kicking has let the Dragons down big time in recent weeks. Is it about to let them down again with 19 and a half minutes remaining? Jamal Warner, thank you. That was his name, yes. Jamal Warner, who played Theo on The Cosby Show. Boo! There's Reece Walsh, the goof. And there is the returning Mitch Moses as they're warming up for the next game. Broncos and Eels coming up from Suncorp because, of course, it's at Suncorp. The Broncos don't play games anywhere but Suncorp. No, this, ahoy, mate. As the Dragons have gone back-to-back tries in the 56th and the 59th minute, and now they spread wide to the right as Sully skips away from one tackle, fends off another. But Braden Burns comes back at him. Finishing strong here, the Dragons, but will goal kicking let them down? Through the hands, cut out pass, and skipping on the outside is Fanai. Up over halfway. Fifth and last. King Tonga puts this one high. Cowboys back in possession. Drinkwater has it. 18 and a half minutes to go. Can the Cowboys hold on? Or can they go on a little bit of a flurry and race away with this game, much like we saw from the first half? 65% possession in the second half for the Dragons. I don't think Jaden Sewer will be back, Henry. He was limping up the tunnel, and he looked in a very bad way. Fifth and last for the Cowboys. 40 out from the line. Now was Dearden taken out after the kick? No, says the referee. Dearden's trying a little bit of Canberra milk. And there is no call from the referee. Dragons back in possession. But this wall of Cowboys defense moves up. And yes, pretty clear milk from Dearden, but you normally see those get called. Dragons goal kicker will cost them, says MK Warrior. MK Warrior. Dragons goal kicker will cost them. Certainly shaping up that way, isn't it? We've seen goal kicking cost the Dragons big time in recent weeks. It might cost them again as King Tonga from inside the 40 had no angle, so he wasn't looking for the 40-20. Drinkwater fires the pass across the face of post there to Burns. Straight up the middle now, and the Cowboys lose the ball. The Cowboys have knocked it on. Clemmer's trying to pump up the troops. 16 and a half minutes to go. Scrum down Dragons. Oh, it's game on. Game on. Here come the Dragons. 15 minutes to go. 28 points to 20. The Cowboys. Did they just not outplay themselves? Did they overplay their hand in the first half? They seem like they're out of gas. Barely holding on. As Stewart. Dummies on the inside. And straight from dummy half goes Jacob Little. Catches them napping and dives over beside the post. Try is awarded. And even Kyle Flanagan blindfolded should be able to put this one over. From right beside the post. 28-24. Oh, here they come. The Dragons finishing mighty strong. Try confirmed. Nice and quickly. 15 minutes still to play. The Dragons. Oh, Wayne Stretch has found us on Facebook. Here's Wayne. Owen says, why not let King Gutho take on the conversion? Well, this one's right beside the post. So Flanagan should be able to put this one over. He is lined up basically a half a meter to the left of the left upright. He's taken it 12 meters back. Surely he can't mess this one. Can't mess this one up. Puts it down the middle, Flanagan. 28 points to 26, 14 minutes to go. This second half has been all Dragons. Ming the Merciless, Todd Payton up in the coach's box. Just doesn't know what to think. Doesn't know what to do. He has seen this game slipping away, minute by minute. Cowboys slow to bring it back to halfway. They cannot wind the clock down with 14 minutes to go. The Dragons full of running. DeBellin's back on the field. He's been poor tonight, especially defensively. What I'm saying is it could be an opportunity for the Cowboys to wrestle momentum back. The Dragons might have left themselves a little too much to do. With successful goal kicking, it could have been 28-all. Flanagan missed a relatively simple one. Now keeping the ball alive. The offload back for Little. Little looks to offload, but did and wraps him up. Tackle 4. They're just short of their own 40 here, the Dragons. Here's DeBellin. Needs a much better showing here in the second half. Fifth and last. To Flanagan. Flanagan's going to run here. Takes it up over halfway. Now he puts the boot in. Derby's under it. And he gets away from the first kick chase. Wrapped up by the Dragons, though, on his own 20. 13 minutes to play. 28-26, the Cowboys. They've had to do a lot of defense. They look absolutely out on their feet. Labert takes the line on. Bateman up to halfway. Offloads. Keeping the ball alive here for Robson. Robson gets it back for Edwards. Edwards takes tackle 4 just inside Dragons territory. This has been a good set for the Cowboys. Cletus Cotter up the guts. Fifth and last. Stands in the tackle of DeBellin. Drinkwater puts the kick up. It's a great kick. Pressure now on the Dragons at the back. Sloan takes it. Jeremiah Nanai lines him up. Stays in the field to play, though, Sloan, importantly. Sully now. Tackled inside the 10 on play 2. Drinkwater is out kicking Dearden tonight. And it's now been made official. Jaden Sewer ruled out with that knee injury. It's now been made official. No more Jaden Sewer tonight. Fifth and last. Flanagan from inside the 40. Finds the grass, but it's on the bounce to Drinkwater. Drinkwater's going to return it here to at least the 30. And this is good field position for the Cowboys as they just slowly start to get some momentum back here, the Cows. 11 and a half minutes to go. What a game this has been, though. What a game it's turned into. One-way traffic in that first half as Robson now catches them napping up the middle again. That's play 4. Cowboys just starting to get themselves on top again here. Inside ball for Neem. Fifth and last. 25 out. Down the short side it goes for Duffy. Dinks this one in over the top. What a take from Gutherson coming forward. And he's tackled 10 meters out from his own line. Lots of hands on hips now and hands on knees from the Dragons. An early shift out to the left. Both teams are completely out on their feet. Could this be the final score? With 10 and a half minutes to go, could 28-26 be the final scoreline? As both teams are just completely gassed. Fifth and last for the Dragons. Deep inside their own 40 again. Flanagan puts it down the middle of the field. Finds the turf again. And it sits up nicely for Derby. Robert Derby brings it back. Both teams hoping for a mistake from the opposition. .40 out from their own line, the Cowboys. 9 minutes, 43 to go. The Cowboys obviously with the advantage because they hold the scoreboard lead. That missed conversion from Flanagan, a relatively simple one. How crucial will it be? I mean, it's proving quite critical at the moment as Robson with a loose pass. Now Bateman angles back on the inside, almost penetrates the line, fifth and last. Dearden, very flat to the line. Dummies, Dearden goes through and scores the match-winning try. Well, of course, it's Tom Dearden. He's done it for Queensland. He's now done it for the Cowboys. Well, I mean, it's not over yet. They've got to put the conversion over. But it's 32-26 with the kick to come. And Tom Dearden takes the team on his back. And that is potentially the match winner. Tom Dearden. Impressive. Sold the dummy. That delayed Damien Cook. And he had too much pace for Cook. And then he had King Tonga flat-footed and retreating. Now he has scored it out wide. It won't be a simple conversion. Eight minutes to go, but this is now a huge kick. Tom Dearden with his second try tonight. The Dragons, again, so close, yet so far. Drinkwater from the sideline. Favoured side for a left-footed kicker. He's missed it by a mile. It's still game on. He's missed it by a long way there, Drinkwater. 32-26. It is still game on. Seven minutes, 40 to go. The situation hasn't really changed all that much for the Dragons. They just need a try now. I mean, they were in a situation where a penalty goal would have tied up the scores and perhaps sent it to golden point. But the situation hasn't changed all that much for them. They still need to score points. Gutherson sends the kickoff deep. And Cohen Hess returns a big, strong carry outside the 10. Giving the Cowboys front foot ball. Now Robson scoots out a dummy half. All the momentum with the home side, much like the first half. The final 10 minutes of the first half was all Cowboys. And the final 10 minutes of the second half, well, the opening 3 minutes of it has been all Cowboys. Will it be the same again? 2 tackles left. Here's Neem. 35 out from the line. That's a good set of 6. And they get a penalty right in front. Well, this will be the winning of the game. With 7 minutes to go, 35 meters out, bang in front. The Dragons give away a penalty on tackle 5. That is a coach killer, that one. Coach killer. The Dragons. Again, it's a case of what might have been. They're not far away, the Dragons. Not far away at all. I think next year, they'll be in the conversation. Yes, I'll be getting in very, very early on the Dragons to make the 8 in 2026. They're just not quite there in 2025. 6 minutes to go. Scott Drinkwater to seal the deal. Penalty goal attempt from right in front. 35 meters out. The flags are raised and the Cowboys lead by 8 with 5 minutes remaining. And you would think with 5.5 to go, that is the winning of the game right there. An unfortunate way for it to end for the Dragons. But in both halves of football, Dragons just ran out of steam in the final 10 minutes. Both halves. They'll go short here. Gutherson, short with the restart. Gets good height on it. The Dragons will compete. It's taken by Robert Derby. The home crowd cheers as Derby offloads here for Burns. Burns heads down the left and gives it to Purdue. Purdue puts the foot down. Jackson Purdue scores. That's the multi. That's the game. The Cowboys have won. I've won. We have won. The same game multi hits as Jackson Purdue from the kickoff. Now that is video game style try stuff. And you don't mind at all losing a tip when a same game multi hits. Jackson Purdue leaving it till 4.5 minutes to go in the game to get that try and get that multi. And the Dragons, well, they're really not far off, the Dragons. They're really not. They've got some injury concerns at the moment, and I think that I think if they can stay fit, they will be a top 8 threat for next season. They've shown me enough that that they can get it right and be a threat next year. They've just been that 15 minutes off the pace in 2025. As Drinkwater from the sideline to make it 40 points to 26. Hooking it back, but not far enough. 38-26 it remains. Romeo, who have I got next game? Well, actually, let's turn our attention to the next game. Since it starts very, very soon. It starts in a matter of minutes. And this game is now over as a contest for the final 4 minutes. Let's turn our attention to it and see who can we put in. Honestly, I really like the Eels to cover the line. The Eels have been given a 15.5 line. I might just put a bet. I'm just going to put a straight up bet. I'm not going to include it in my multi. As the Cowboys lose the ball from the kickoff. The Cowboys have lost the ball from the kickoff. So I'm actually going to go straight up bet. Straight up bet Eels to cover the line. So this is not part of my multi, okay? This is just a straight up bet. Parramatta with Mitchell Moses returning to cover the 15.5 points line that they've been given. All right. Actually, I might make that putt. Should I make that putt on my multi? I don't normally like having things like that as part of my multis, but could be worthwhile on this occasion. I mean, it is $1.90. Eels to cover the line of 15.5. Oh, let's see. The Fox, Josh Adokar. He loves scoring tries against the Broncos, Josh Adokar. We know that. But then how many of those have been with the Eels, I suppose. I love me some Shibasaki. Can't go past Shibasaki. Karapani. Oh, here come the Dragons. Damien Cook dancing around in midfield in front of the post. Held up just a couple of meters out from the line. Here they go left for Flanagan, who dummies. Flanagan steps off the left boot. Doesn't quite look as good as Nathan Cleary. 3 minutes left in the contest. Dragons on the attack. King Tongia almost breaks through. Gutherson from dummy half out to Flanagan. On to Leilua, who dummies. Fights his way through some tackles. Gets it back to Gutherson. Pops it over the top for Flanagan. Cutout pass is touched by the Cowboys. It'll be 6 more tackles, but the Dragons are half a meter out. Flanagan into midfield. It goes for Clemmer. Gets the offload back for Little. Little's going to get another one. Jacob Little under the post. $38 points to 30. $38-30. Kick to come from right in front. 2.5 minutes. They'll have a full set of 6 to pull off a miracle here, the Dragons. Wouldn't that be something? All right, so let's go Adokar, Shibasaki. Penasini's coming back in. The conversion is successful. 2.5 minutes to go, 38 points to 32. Let's go. Yeah, Fox, Shibasaki, Penasini, Adam Reynolds or Ezra Mam? Ezra. 2.5 minutes to go. And the Dragons will have 1 set of 6 to go the length of the field and potentially send us to Golden Point. Little catches them napping. Jacob Little's been immense. Loose pass out the back. Very loose. Scooped up by Corey Allen. Play on here for the Dragons. 2 minutes left. They're on their own 20. Can they go essentially the length of the field here? Tackle 3. 30 out from their own line. DeBellin at first receiver. To Flanagan. Gutherson bobbles the ball. Sully tries to get on the outside. Loses the ball. And the Cowboys come away with it. Well, they've got a captain's challenge it here. Oh, it's knocked on by the Cowboys. Time off and the scrum will go down. 1.5 minutes remaining. They're running out of time here. Dragons 40 out from their own line. Will have the feed. 1.5 minutes to go. Can they pull off a miracle here? Leilua has his pants pulled down as he takes it outside the 40. No dis. Says, hey, Dan, would you ever give us a go to co-commentate with you on live stream? The top tier of channel membership actually grants people that right. Once a month, you get to choose the game. If you join YouTube channel membership on the top tier, as the Dragons throw the loose pass out the back. Sloan goes back to collect it. Pops it back in field for Moses Sawley. 50 seconds remaining. 2 tackles left. Gutherson to Flanagan. Pops it over the top for King Tonga in midfield. Beats the first tackle. Numbers down to the left here. Fangai goes through. Can't pop the pass back in field. 5th and last. Gutherson goes quickly. Puts the crossfield kick in. There's nobody out there. What a shocking kick from Gutherson. Well, Gutherson's had an absolute nightmare of a game. And I don't know what the hell that kick was. What the hell was that kick from Gutherson? It wasn't even contestable. 19 seconds remain. The Cowboys, they will have to take the dropout. They just have to put this... They just have to send this deep. Damien Cook did say someone was offside, and perhaps that's why Gutherson put the shocking kick in that he did, thinking that they would get the penalty. Well, they're not even going to get time for the dropout. They won't even get time for the dropout. The referee has blown full time. And in fairness, if you go back a couple of plays, Tyrrell Sloan did have a foot in touch. It was missed by the touch judge. So it would have been very undeserving for the Cowboys to have that taken off them. But wow, what a finish to this game. What a wild, wild finish. All right, Wasted World of Sports, we've got to get ready for the next game. I mean, immediately. So we'll be right back.